all right? Working?
Yes, working.
Are you expecting? Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. जन्माद्यस्य गतो अन्नयादितरतश्चार्थी सविघ्नस्सराट् तेने ब्रह्मरिदहाजयादिकवै मुह्यन्ति सूरय तेजवारिमिदहाङ् यथा विनिमयो यत्तत्ति सद्गं मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. So, there's his offering is obeisance. So, Sattam Param, the absolute, supreme truth, not to the relative truth. Everyone has to offer obeisances to somebody. Somebody in our practical life, at least we have to offer obeisances to the police constable. When you go on the street, as soon as they stop, so you have to obey. So how you can avoid obeying? They are saying that we don't believe in God. God is there. I am God. But why you are offering obeisances even to the small constable? That means you have to offer your obeisances to somebody. That is your position. But we are offering obeisances to the relative truth. Relative truth means, that has been explained here, the Tijobari-midang jatha vinimayo jatata tisabgam mrisa. We are offering obeisances to a temporary manifestation of Tejo Bari Nidam Vinimayo. Teja means fire, Bari means water, and Mrit means earth. So, you take earth, mix with water, and put it into fire, then grind it so it becomes mortar and the brick, and you prepare a very big skyscraper and offer obeisances there. Such a big house. Tisargam Mrisha. But there is another place, Dhamna Sena Nirastak Hukam. We are offering here obeisances to the brick, stone, iron. Just like in your country especially, in all Western countries, there are so many statues. The same thing, tejo bari midang adunimayo. But when we install deity, actually the form, eternal form of Krishna, nobody offers obeisance. They will go to offer obeisances to the dead, just like in British Museum. They are standing in queue to offer obeisances to a dead body. It has no value, but they are wasting time there. But here, if they are invited, they are worshipping idols. Why should I go? Why should I go there? This is called illusion. They are actually doing that, obeisances, but not to the Supreme Personality of God. Vasudev says that I offer my obeisances to the Supreme Absolute Truth, Sattam Param Dhimai. There is no more truth beyond that. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matta Paratanam Nanyat Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya. Matta, beyond me, there is no more superior power. Matta Paratanam Na Anyat. So Vasudev is offering his obeisances to the person above whom there is nobody. God means controller, I have several times explained. But here in our experience we see that one controller is controlled by another controller. Nobody is absolute control. Therefore nobody is absolute truth. But there must be the absolute truth. Janmadasya jata, as it has begun, the source of all emanation. Now what is that source of emanation? What is the nature? One has to accept with the cause and effect, as we have got experience. In everything there is a cause and the effect. So, the supreme cause means who has no more cause. Sarva karana karana. I am caused by my father. My father is caused by his father. His father, gone, making research. Who is the ultimate father? When you come, there must be some ultimate father. Just like I have my father has got father, his father, we can see up to 2-3 generations upwards, and beyond that he cannot see. That does not mean that the great-grandfather has no father. There must have been some father. Is it very unreasonable? Everyone can understand. Although I cannot see with my limited potency, but with my knowledge, reasonable knowledge, I can understand that either he may be great-grandfather or above that, he must have some father. The Lord Brahma is called, therefore, Pitamaha. grandfather, because he is the original father within this universe. He is the first created being, and he begot so many children. So all the living entities, they are born of Brahma. He is called Srishtikarta. Srishtikarta means the creator of this universe. And there are innumerable universes. In each universe there is one Brahma, and all these Brahmas are also created by Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Therefore Vishnu Tattva is the absolute truth. Now it is explained in the part. Read. Yes.
Sri Vyasdeva asserts herein that Sri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and all others are his direct or indirect plenary portion or portion of the portion. Srila Jiva Goswami has even more explicitly explained the subject matter in his Krishna Sandarbha. As Brahma, the original living being,
Jiva Goswami has got 6 sandarbhas, theses. Bhagavad Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha, Tattva Sandarbha, Vriti Sandarbha, like that. So, these books are, I don't think it is published in English. So these sandarbhas are so philosophically discussed that throughout the whole world there is not a single philosopher who can defy this Jiva Goswami's 6 sandarbhas. However, this Gaudiya Sampradaya, we belong to Gaudiya Sampradaya. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from the disciple succession of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have got immense literature to understand God. One who wants to understand God through philosophy, science, argument, logic, so to supply them material, we have got immense literature, Vedic literature. So one of them is mentioned here, Krishna Sandarbha. What is Krishna? Go on.
and Brahma, the original living being, has explained the subject of Sri Krishna substantially in his treatise named Brahma Samhita. In the Samaveda Upanishad, it is also stated that Lord Sri Krishna is the divine son of Devaki.
Some of the foolish scholars, they say that Krishna was a powerful, what is called, aborigine. And the Krishna worshippers have taken him because he was very powerful. Krishna is always powerful, but they have misinterpreted him this way. Krishna is mentioned in the Vedas, just like these books, Brahma Samhita. Brahma Samhita is only description of Krishna, and this book was composed by Lord Brahma. Nobody knows how many millions of years ago this book was composed. But we understand that it was composed by Brahma on the authority of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Our process is to take knowledge from the authority. We don't bother whether Brahma Samhita was actually written by Brahma or not, the so-called scholars, anthropologists, and what is called archaeologists, they may go on talking. But we have got a very nice process to receive knowledge through parampara system, Vedic succession, disciple succession. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was traveling in the southern part of India, South India, Adikesha Mandir, there was a temple, still the temple is there. He found out this Brahma Samhita in handwritten. Formerly there was no printing press. So any important Vedic literature was being copied. Suppose you have got some copies, I want it, so I borrow from you the book and I copy in my handwriting, or I engage somebody who has got good handwriting. In this way, in Vrindavan, still there are so many handwritten literature. They have opened one association, society. They are collecting all this handwritten literature. So this handwritten literature, Brahma Samhita, was collected by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from a temple in South India. And he delivered to his immediate disciples. So this is Brahma Samhita, written by Brahma. It is the summary of the Bhagavad, Srimad Bhagavad. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives reference of Srimad Bhagavatam with Brahma Samhita. That means Srimad Bhagavatam also is eternal. They are not man-made, manufactured books. The Vedic literature means, as it is stated in this verse, Tini Brahma Rida. Brahma means Vedic literature, Sabda Brahma. So, he distributed the Vasudeva, original person, absolute truth. He transferred this Vedic knowledge, Tene Brahma Rida. Brahma was alone. He could not see Krishna eye to eye. But Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Riddesha Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna is everyone's heart. So he taught him from within. Krishna's name is Chaitya Guru. Guru, spiritual master from within. So Krishna is trying to help us from within, and he manifests again externally also as spiritual master, directly teaching. So from within, from without, he is trying to help us. Krishna is so kind. From within and without. Teni Brahma Rida Adikara. So this Brahma Samhita was written by Lord Brahma, and in Brahma Samhita the name of Krishna is there. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Beginning. That is the 5th chapter. There are 100 chapters. Only 5th chapter is available. So, in the beginning of that 5th chapter, Brahma says, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. So how this rascal can conclude that Krishna was some years, some 100 or 500 years ago, There was a bheel boy, very powerful. So in this way, these rascal so-called scholars, they are misleading us. Therefore we call them simply rascals. They do not know what is the truth. And still, they write books, they write commentaries, unauthorizedly, and mislead public. This is going on. Krishna is not manufactured. In the Brahma Samhita there is complete description of Krishna. Ishara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadidadi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam, the cause of all causes. Janmadya Sujata, Vedanta Sutra says the absolute truth is that which is the original cause. Original cause. The scientists are trying to find out the original cause of creation, but they are creating their own imagination. There was a chunk and it burst out and then planets came out. And where from this chunk came? In nonsense. So this is that. So if you actually want knowledge, then you have to take knowledge by this disciplic succession. Because you cannot speculate. By speculation, you can never arrive to the absolute truth. That is not possible. Athapi te deva padambujaddam prasada leshan grihita evai janati tattam bhagavat mahimna na chanai kopi chirang vichina. Chirang vichina. Chirang means perpetually. You can speculate, but you cannot understand what is God. That is not possible. You have to know God from a person who knows God, or God personally, just like Krishna. Krishna name is mentioned in the Brahma Samhita. That means Brahma knew Krishna. That means Krishna was before Brahma's birth. Original. Aham eva asam agre. Before creation, Krishna was. Not that Krishna is a product of this material creation. Just like we are a product of this material creation. This body, everyone knows, it is a product of material creation. My father and mother created this body. My father and mother's body also created by somebody. Krishna's body is not like that. Krishna's body is beyond creation. Aham eva asam agre. Because there was no creation, and Krishna was existing before creation, then how you can say Krishna's body is material? That is not possible. So when there was no material creation, Krishna was there. Therefore his body is not. Therefore Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma ajopi san abhyatma. I am unborn, abhyatma, eternal body, is still I take birth. Bhutanam iswaropi san, I am the Lord of everyone. Still I appear. These things have to be understood. And if we can understand Krishna, Janma Karma me Dibbam. These are all transcendental knowledge, they are not ordinary knowledge. Dibbam, transcendental. His appearance, his disappearance, his work, his activity, his pastime, they are all transcendental. So anyone who can try to understand Krishna in his transcendental position beyond creation, beyond creation. Even Shankaracharya, the impersonalist, he says, Narayana para abhaktyat. Narayana is beyond this material creation. Abhakta. Abhakta means there is a total stock of material elements beyond this universe. There are so many things to be learned. This universe you see just like a ball, and this ball is covered by layers of water, fire, air, earth, like this, circling. And each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous layer. In this way the universe is covered. And beyond that covering, there is another sky. We are prisoned here within this universe. We are thinking that we are very free to move in the sky with what is called Sputniks. But you cannot go beyond your limitation. That is not possible. We are going to the moon planet, again coming back. You see? That is our conditional life. That you are conditioned, packed up under certain regulation. If you violate, then you are punished. You cannot violate. You have to remain within the conditions of material nature. You cannot violate. If you want to violate the laws of nature, then you will create another difficulty.